Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have another interesting episode for you guys. But before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so we'd really appreciate it if you help us hit our target. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. Now, I'm sure the majority of you who follow this channel know that LeBron James is not my favorite player at all. Right? He's not my favorite player at all. And to be quite honest with you, which is something we try to do, is be honest, I'm not a fan of some of his antics. Just not a fan of it. And I just don't like how somehow he seems to thrive in, around drama. There's always has to be some type of drama when it comes to LeBron James. But that doesn't change the fact, though, or take away from the fact that he is one of the five greatest players of all time. I've always said that. I always thought that LeBron James is one of the five greatest players of all time. In my opinion, at least in my opinion, I have him ranked in the top four behind Jordan, Kareem, and Kobe. Some people can feel any other way that they want to feel. That's your right to feel how you feel. My job is not to agree with you. My job is to tell you guys what I think. I think he's a top five player of all time, and I think it's going to be pretty hard to not put him in the top five. But again, these are just my thoughts and opinions on this. Now, if we're going to look at his career, and we're going to look at his career over time, right? LeBron is one of the most accomplished basketball players ever. He's a four-time champion, a four-time finals MVP, and I think that's the second most all-time behind Jordan. He's a four-time regular season MVP winner. He's been a 17-time All-Star, basically since 2005, 2000. He's an All-Star. He's a three-time All-Star Game MVP, 13. He's been on 13 All-NBA first teams, 3 second, 3. So the guy's made 17 All-NBA teams, which to me is pretty impressive. And in 2020, he led the league in assists. If you look at his career averages here, just in a regular season, for example, for the regular season, he's a 27 points per game scorer. He's averaged 1.6 steals per game, 7.4 assists per game, 7.4 rebounds, a 73% free throw shooter, 34.5% free throw three-point shooter, and he's basically shot 50% for his career from the field. So if we're looking at accomplishments, LeBron is he's up there, right? He's a very, very accomplished player. But I also like the fact about LeBron, the thing I do admire is that I like the fact that he takes his work very seriously. There are a lot of people out there that don't take their job seriously, or there are a lot of people that want to make a lot of money, they want to talk a lot, make a lot of money, and think they're just going to put half what effort into it, right? A lot of guys out there, they think everything is easy. Oh, this guy's making, it's easy. I'm just going to do the least I can to make the most. It doesn't work like that. This is not a book that you're reading. This is reality, and you got to put in the work. The fact that he's been at that level for this long shows you that he's a hard worker. That's really what that speaks to. I like the fact that he takes his job very seriously. When he came into the NBA, he was not a good perimeter shooter at all. If you followed his career, I was there, right? And over time, he has developed his perimeter game to now he's a reliable shooter outside the paint. Now, as a three-point shooter, not really, but outside the paint, he's really improved his shot. Another thing that I like about him is just how seriously he's taken his nutrition. It's not easy to eat the right way for 17 years. It is not easy. It takes a lot of self-discipline, and it shows me that he has a strong desire to want more, to continue to get better. At the age of 37, he is still striving and wants to be more successful because he understands the importance of legacy. Not just money, legacy. It's not just, I've made a lot of money. Yeah, great. There are a lot of people that made a lot of money that you'll never hear anything about. Their success only impacted them and maybe their immediate. There are other people out there that have made money and actually done a lot of things. And I think LeBron James is also very concerned with his legacy, which brings me to Stephen Curry, because I want to get into this whole thing of Stephen Curry, between Stephen Curry and LeBron James, because this seems to be the chatter now that's starting to circulate out there. Stephen Curry, by the numbers, is the greatest shooter of all time. He is one of the most unstoppable forces in the NBA today. I didn't say he's the most. He is not the most unstoppable force. He is one of the most unstoppable forces in the NBA, in my opinion, behind Kevin Durant, behind Giannis Antetokounmpo, and behind Kawhi Leonard. I can feel the dislike button being clicked right now, but it's just the reality, right? The reason I say that is because those guys are more dominant than him. The reason I say those guys are more dominant than he is because of their size and the type of game or their play style. That's the reason I say it. Giannis Antetokounmpo cannot be stopped. There is no scheme for him. He cannot be stopped. Giannis doesn't have to make one single three-pointer. and he will dominate a game. Not just offensively. People are just talking about the offense. I think when people talk about dominance, they're just talking about dominating by scoring. No, Giannis can dominate a game in every single aspect, whether it's playmaking, defending, scoring, all of that stuff. Giannis Antetokounmpo can dominate a game. If you look at Kevin Durant, you can't stop Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is more unstoppable than Stephen Curry. Period. End of story. He doesn't need screens. Kevin Durant can just stand in front of you, jab step you, and hit a consistent mid-range shot an entire game and shoot like 56% from the field while doing so. KD is more unstoppable. And in my opinion, I think Kawhi Leonard is more unstoppable. Why do I know that? Because Kawhi Leonard can score 40 points in the game on just mid-range and drives to the baskets. Kawhi doesn't need 10 threes to get you, or 11 threes to get you 40. He can get you 40 on just twos. And when he's playing in the playoffs, when he's going downhill, he is unstoppable. But that doesn't take away from Stephen Curry, right? I'm just trying to say, we just got to put things in perspective, which brings me to the whole Stephen Curry and LeBron, because that's really where what I've been hearing. And let me just tell you, I have a problem, a serious problem with people comparing Stephen Curry to LeBron James. A serious problem with it. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to I'm telling you again what I really believe. I'm not making this stuff up. I have a problem with it. Here's why. LeBron is a top 5 player of all time. He's a top 5 NBA player of all time. No matter what happens again, he's a top 5 player. Last year, he'd have been a top 5 player of all time. Stephen Curry is somewhere between 15 and 20. He is not in the top 10. I'm sorry. He is somewhere between 15 and 20, right? Curry is better suited being compared to Kevin Durant. I think their resumes are closer. If we look at Stephen Curry's resume, he's a 3-time NBA champion. KD's a 2-time NBA champion. He's a 2-time regular season MVP. KD's a 1-time regular season MVP, but KD also has 2 finals MVPs. He's a 7-time All-Star. KD's a multiple-time All-Star. He's been on 4 all-first NBA teams, 2 second teams, 3rd teams. KD's made multiple scoring teams. He's led the league in steals in 2016. He's been a part of the 50-40-90 club. If I look at Kevin Durant right now, I think Kevin Durant, if I'm not mistaken, he has also been a part of the 50-40-90 club. Yes, he did it in 2013. I think comparing Curry to Durant, it makes more sense than comparing him to LeBron. Their resumes are nowhere close to each other. It is absolute nonsense, ludicrous nonsense to compare these two guys. I think it's disrespectful to LeBron, and I think it dilutes his resume by comparing him to Stephen Curry. Some people may take exception to that, but that's just the reality. There are levels to this. We cannot just get happy and try to think, okay, what can we talk about now that can make things interesting? Oh, you know what? Let's compare Stephen Curry to LeBron James. That should be a nice debate. This is nonsense. They should not be compared. I'm sorry. It is a waste of time. And I think people trying to do that are just, listen, I get that, I get that maybe some people out there trying to make Curry the face of the NBA as LeBron is kind of fading away because he'll soon retire. He's 37 years old. We get that he's a little older. He's 4 years older than Stephen Curry. So I get that. But at the same time, let's just use some common sense, please. Like, let's stop the nonsense. Let us stop the nonsense. They're not on the same level. We need to cut that out. We need to cut it out. LeBron James is a top 5 player of all time. Stephen Curry's not even in the top 10 or he's probably in the top 15. He's not top 10. You're better suited comparing him to KD. Don't do that to LeBron, please. I'm not a LeBron James fan, but at the same time, you got to speak truth to nonsense. And to me, I think it's complete nonsense. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this? What do you think about him being compared to LeBron? To me, I think it's just a bunch of nonsense. So whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.